Benjamin Franklin said there will be enough sleep in your grave, but experts today are saying you'll get there a lot sooner if you don't get enough sleep now. We often think of sleep as an optional lifestyle luxury, but sleep is actually a non-negotiable biological necessity. Sleep is nature's most powerful elixirs of life. It is your superpower, if you could have one. However, the decimation of sleep throughout industrialized nations is having a catastrophic impact on our overall health and wellness, even affecting the safety and education of our children. According to the CDC, this silent sleep loss epidemic is fast becoming one of the greatest public health challenges we are facing in the 21st century. Today, instead of talking about all the good things that happen while you sleep, I'm going to purposely focus on some of the alarmingly bad things that happen to our body when we don't get enough sleep. Let's start with your testicle. Sleep expert and the author of Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker, says men who sleep 5 hours or less have significantly smaller testicle and their testosterone level is down to that of someone 10 years older than them. Lack of sleep affects every major physiological system of our body and almost every operation of our mind. Our cardiovascular system depends on sleep to repair and recover. There is a global experiment performed on 1.6 billion people across 70 countries twice a year, proving that missing just 1 hour of sleep could have a devastating impact on our heart health, and it's called daylight savings time. In the spring, when we lose 1 hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in heart attack the following day. Then in the fall, when we gain 1 hour of sleep, we see a subsequent reduction of 21%. The exact same profile is also seen for car crashes, road traffic accidents, even suicide rates. Isn't that incredible? Poor sleep is associated with increased obesity, insulin sensitivity, high blood pressure, even bone health. Sleep is also associated with breast cancer, prostate cancer, colorectal cancer. In fact, the link between lack of sleep and cancer is so strong that the World Health Organization has classified any type of nighttime shift work as a probable carcinogen because of the disruption in the sleep-wake rhythm. Lack of sleep affects our cognitive functions and performances by reducing our ability to remember, to concentrate, or think logically. In 2013, Dr. Macon Nedergaard, a neuroscience professor at the University of Rochester, discovered the glymphatic system. She found that during sleep, our brain functions almost like a kidney, filtering and removing waste products from the brain. During sleep, the glymphatic system uses a network of channels to rapidly circulate cerebrospinal fluid into the brain and flush out all of the toxins accumulated during the waking hours. Her study revealed that the toxic proteins like beta amyloid and tau linked with Alzheimer's disease washes away twice as fast during sleep. So it's no wonder that neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's are all associated with sleep disorders. Everything from our blood vessels to the immune system uses sleep as a time for restoration and consolidation, building our body's resilience and resistance to diseases and infections. There are certain repair processes that occur in our body mostly and most effectively during sleep than any other time. Persistent interruption in those processes due to lack of sleep leads to acute and long-term biological system failure and deterioration. My 14-year-old patient Musa had become a bit of a night owl since the pandemic, playing PUBG until the wee hours of the morning, then waking up late and feeling groggy all the time. He slept in class, unable to concentrate, and he could never complete his exams, and he was often disruptive in class. He was initially misdiagnosed with ADHD and was placed on a cocktail of drugs. Symptoms of sleep deprivation can often mask as symptoms of ADHD, leading to misdiagnosis. After seeing several specialists, Musa went through sleep training and is now able to achieve 8 to 9 hours of sleep naturally. And he began to see an improvement in his symptoms and overall school performances. My 43-year-old patient is a freelancing IT consultant working night shifts 5 times a week for the last 7 years. He began experiencing increased difficulty falling asleep after work for the last 2 years. He was tossing and turning in bed, unable to reach a deep state of sleep, waking up frequently and every time checking his phone for messages and updates. Sleep medications never gave him a restful, deep state of sleep. After being diagnosed with insomnia and realizing his job was the root cause of it, he made the difficult but right choice to put his health first. He went through gradual sleep training and is now able to fall asleep naturally. So how did we collectively become so sleep deprived? Since the rise of modern technology, our attitude towards sleep has changed significantly and our sleep patterns have gone through a roller coaster of changes. Until the invention of the incandescent light bulb, our work hour ended when the sun went down and we naturally went to bed. There is no denying that technology has made our lives easier, more efficient, and more fun. But experts are now convinced that as we are increasingly tethered to our devices, constantly checking emails, obsessing over social media, technology has gotten really good at keeping us awake longer and longer, disrupting our natural sleep cycle and wreaking havoc on our health. Curious how those glowing screens and vibrating phones manage to jangle your brain and make your mind too busy to sleep? Let me walk you through what happens to our mind and body when we just can't quit our devices. Our body relies on circadian rhythm, a 24-hour biological process that mimics the rise and the fall of the sun and signals our body when it's time to sleep and when it's time to wake up. Around the time of sunset, as darkness sets in, inhibitory messages are reduced and melatonin secretion begins to slowly peak at around 10-11 p.m. and dies down around 6-7 a.m. when you're trying to wake up and is completely gone from your system 1 hour after waking up. This natural cycle is disturbed when we're immersed in that steady stream of photon-filled blue light from our devices at night. It tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime, and our brain continues to function on awake mode by suppressing melatonin production. And if you have children, the following information should be especially concerning to you. Lack of sleep significantly impedes children's developmental milestones, impacts their academic performances, behavior, and mood. Children's eyes are even more sensitive to light, and the blue light from the screens delays melatonin production in children by up to 2 times as much compared with adults. So how can we effectively reduce the harmful impact of your devices and achieve a good night's sleep? Some people tried switching to the warmer, dimmer night mode as a solution to limit exposure to too much blue light just before bedtime. But sleep experts say just doing that isn't enough, because there are other crucial contributing factors at play as well. For example, when we take our devices into bed with us and see a new like on a recently posted picture or see a new text from a friend, the brain releases a powerful feel-good chemical called dopamine. Dopamine triggers the reward system in the brain, making it really hard to quit that device, and so we continue on scrolling hours past our bedtime. Today, I'm going to share 5 tried and tested, expert-recommended tips that I share with my patients who are suffering from sleep deprivation due to their device dependency and overuse, which they have found helpful in reclaiming their full night of sleep. Number 1, make your bedroom a screen-free zone. If you want to have an immediate impact on your sleep quality, make sure your bedroom is free of all devices such as TV, laptop, phone, video games, etc. Even if you put your device on silent mode or do not disturb mode, having them in the bedroom creates the temptation to look at them if you wake up during the night, potentially thwarting your ability to fall back asleep. Placing your phone outside your bedroom or locked in a drawer to charge overnight will help discourage you from checking it during the night. A common excuse I hear for keeping phones at the bedside is, "I need my phone to wake up. It's my alarm clock." There is a simple solution for that. Try dusting off that old alarm clock or buy a new one. If you're worried that you might miss a call in case of an emergency, Set it so that it only rings when certain people are calling, but still place it out of bed and out of reach to avoid that temptation. Number 2, practice digital fasting after 11 p.m. Having a consistent screen-off time or a firm deadline for shutting off your devices keeps you from staying up to check just one more email or watch just one more episode, and it promotes a regular sleep schedule. Turning off all devices after 11 p.m. helps you get used to a set period without screen time, allows you to unwind and prepare your body for sleep and achieve that recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. A study published in the Proceedings of National Academy of Science found that people who use devices like the iPad to read before bed had more disrupted sleep patterns and felt less restored in the morning compared to those who read actual physical books. In addition to inhibiting melatonin production, the blue light from our devices can even cause damage to your retinas as well. So tonight, instead of reaching for your devices, grab that book that's been tucked away collecting dust in your nightstand and start reading under a dim light before bed. You'll be impressed with how quickly you fall asleep and how restored you feel the next day. Number 3, reduce your overall daily device usage. Staring at your device for a long period of time during the day can accumulate negative impacts on our sleep quality. Blue light in our devices has a short wavelength, and chronic, prolonged exposure can decrease the amount of time our body spends in deep sleep, known as the slow wave sleep, which is the deepest stage of sleep, and rapid eye movement sleep, also known as the REM sleep. These 2 stages of sleep are important for our memory consolidation and regulating our moods and emotions. So if our REM sleep and slow wave sleep are consistently disrupted, we begin to experience emotional and mental health issues such as mood swings, anxiety, depression, difficulty concentrating, difficulty learning and retaining new information. If you are a parent and are concerned about your child's daily excessive exposure to electronic devices, have a mindful conversation with them about the harmful effects and slowly impose the restrictions on their daily use. Number 4, establish regularity and a wind-down routine. Many of us use an alarm clock to wake up, but how many of us use a 2-bed alarm? Going to bed and waking up at the same time, whether it's the weekend or the weekdays, is critical and will actually anchor your sleep and improve both the quality and the quantity of your sleep. The 24-hour master clock deep within our brain expects and works best under conditions of regularity, including the control of your sleep-wake schedule. Having a wind-down routine each night before bed, such as reading a book under a lamp, meditating, listening to calming music, will help prepare your body for a natural sleep, and you will wake up feeling restored. Number 5, adequate sunlight exposure. Light is an important cue for your body's inner sleep clock. Exposure to sunlight in the morning helps your body figure out when it's time to go to sleep and when it's time to wake up. Because sleep is so fundamental and primordial to our health, we need to develop a wiser, more mindful approach to sleep that focuses on letting go of a round-the-clock relationship with our digital devices. Remember, technology isn't inherently good or bad. It is a necessary tool for living in the 21st century. So it's really up to us to decide how we want to use it, and that is an empowering idea. This discussion today isn't just about getting better sleep. It's also about forming a healthy habit with our digital devices as well. Changing how we use our devices and setting boundaries is a good first step. This has been another insightful session of Fit for Life with Dr. Tazia. Until next time, be well, stay well, and above all, I do hope you sleep well.